The air sled, carrying King Baron and Flash Gordon, has crashed in a wild and dense section of the Arborean jungle.
Wait, am I supposed to remember what happened last time? That was bloody months ago!
Word of the crash reaches the capital. A rescue team under the command of Captain Solas sets out to find their king and Flash.
I hope that last word was a noun and not a verb.
It's heavy going, Captain Solas. These vines and undergrowth are the worst I've ever seen.
I know, but we can't stop. We've got to reach the crash site. Let's keep going.
Aye, sir. Okay, men. Back at it.
But for God's sake, no speaking. There's no room in this sound booth for more than 4 actors at a time.
Unknown to the rescue party, 2 of Ming's spies trail the small band of soldiers.
How many do you count?
6 all told. 5 men and 1 officer.
Careful now. We'll follow them.
Am I hearing this right? Was Peter Lorre from Mongo originally?
Stay in the shadows. We'll find some way to capture that officer.
On the airstrip of Arborea, a small rocket ship is ready for takeoff.
It never actually does take off, but it's ready if it ever needs to. Sorry if my narration was in any way misleading.
Prince Ronal checks his instruments. His passengers are Dale Arden and Queen Aura.
Oh, Ronal, do you think there's a chance of finding them?
Oh, is that what we're supposed to be doing? I just thought you wanted driving to the nearest Waitrose. No, they're dead as hell.
We'll know soon, Aura.
We must.
Don't worry, Dale. We'll find them. We have to.
I have another acting class at 4.
Belts fastened? Okay, here we go.
Deep in the jungle, Flash climbs out from the wrecked air sled. Bruised and dazed, he pulls the unconscious Baron from the wreckage.
I'm not going to survive in this wilderness without something to eat.
There we go. Here, gotta get you out. Up on my shoulder. Okay, Baron. Gotta get away. Air sled's on fire. Gonna blow up.
Bigger than the hook to a girl. There's a reference that's not going to be baffling in 2 years' time.
A few more yards. Gotta get clear. Phew. That was close. Baron, we made it. Baron?
You're not Baron. Who the hell did I rescue?
Can you hear me?
Flash? What happened?
Crashed. The ship blew up. Got far enough away.
But we're safe then?
Not yet.
We're both very much still on fire.
What's that?
Just above us. A tree tugger. Flash! Look out! Meanwhile, Ming's spies stalk Captain Solas and his rescue expedition.
See? The officer has waved his men on ahead.
This is essentially the audio drama equivalent of As You Know.
He's checking his position. Let's take him.
He never saw us. He's stunned. Quick, grab his feet and we'll carry him to the airstrip.
I've got him. Let's go. Yes, our Emperor Ming can use this officer to get into Baron's kingdom.
He was literally just there in the previous episode. I remember that much.
Ming's spies have captured Captain Solas, not knowing he was on his way to rescue Flash and Baron.
But also not caring, so it evens out in the end.
In a great clearing, a rocket plane waits to carry them to Ming's capital.
I respectfully disagree. It's a good clearing, but not a great clearing.
No point in struggling, Captain Solas. You are our prisoner.
Ming will get no information from me, Major Lingen.
No?
Oh, well, forget it then. Mission's off, guys.
Ming is determined to have his grandson. We have clever ways of making people talk, Captain Solas. Get aboard.
Then do a front side and a backside pop shove it.
Flash! The tiger, it's leaping! Good work, Flash. You killed it.
My blade only wounded it. Had to break its neck.
Then why did the effect sound like an IKEA bookcase collapsing?
You saved us again. But how are we going to get out of here?
The only chance. We'll build a smoke signal fire and hope someone spots us. There. That's a good roaring fire. It should send a column of smoke up higher than these giant trees.
I hope it doesn't attract Ming's ships instead of ours.
Again, I have sound effect questions, but I'm just going to let it slide and see what the rest of the record brings.
Look,
Ronald! Over there!
Smoke! Their ship may be burning. Dale, are you and Aura game to try to dive through the trees?
Oh, yes, we must. We must reach them.
All right.
Out you get. Best of luck to the both of you.
I'm cutting power. Now, to glide in gently. Easily.
I had a riff for this point, but it was just too filthy.
Good. You missed that treetop.
Watch that big vine!
Flash! What was that crash?
Sounded like a falling rocket plane.
But to me, tigers sound like furniture.
Hope it wasn't one of ours. Let's go. Look, Baron, it's Dale and Aura.
Their dead bodies twisted into impossible shapes by the crash.
Flash! Oh, Flash!
So great we found you.
Well, I think we ought to get started back.
King Baron, I would like to volunteer to lead the way.
Sorry, who are you again?
I've trained in the jungle.
Very well, Ronald. Then you should know the dangers of it. Lead on.
Ronald, there's a great tree lizard.
They're deadly.
Is there any animal in this jungle whose name isn't preceded by the word tree?
Ronald, it's attacking. Oh! What's that? An arrow.
It saved Ronald. The lizard's dead.
Oh, King Baron, it's you, sir.
Fine shooting, soldier.
Not really, I was aiming for Flash.
Who is your commanding officer?
Captain Solas, sire. We were searching for you and Flash Gordon when a wild beast or something carried the captain off.
Solas? Missing?
I'm afraid so, sir.
Looks like it's up to me to console his smoking hot wife.
In the Emperor's palace, Captain Solas is in the hands of a two-legged beast. The wily, cruel Ming the Merciless. Ming and one of his ace spies, Major Lingen, observe Solas through a one-way mirror.
I think we installed this the wrong way round, Major. I can only see myself.
I see, my Emperor. You want me to watch Solas closely so that I can imitate him.
So that you can become him. Observe every gesture, every movement of his head.
Yes, the two of us do resemble each other.
It's a magnificent plan.
It's fine, I wouldn't go further than that.
He's the key to unlock Baron's kingdom so that I can seize my grandson. Fetch the doctor.
Tell him the way he disposed of Sutek in the season finale didn't really make any sense.
We'll find out all the secrets deep in Captain Solas' mind. I see that Captain Solas is securely strapped into that chair.
We didn't even have to force him, it was something he specifically asked for. Guy's kind of a freak.
Doctor, prepare to inject the serum.
No. No.
Fearful of what you might reveal, my dear Captain? A brave man like you shouldn't be afraid of a simple hypodermic needle.
Just a small prick is one of the things that made me overcompensate by adding the words "the Merciless" to my name. Next, I'll buy Twitter.
You'll hardly feel it going into the flesh of your arm.
Sire, I injected 3 doses of the truth serum before he talked.
Probably should have injected them into him and not myself. That was my big mistake.
Strange, isn't it? The kind of loyalty Flash and Baron inspire.
I'm fired, aren't I?
Let us continue the questions. Name the men on your border post.
By which I mean give me their actual names, not what you think they should be called. Don't say, he looks like a Derek to me. That's no use at all.
Men on border post. Name men.
It's no use, Your Majesty. His eyes are glazed. He's fought the serum until he's near death.
Very well. He's told enough. Have Major Lingen report to me at once.
Your Majesty, Major Lingen reporting.
Not that at once. Were you standing right behind me the whole time?
Or is it Captain Solas? His uniform fits you perfectly. And the makeup artist has done a very good job indeed. You are Captain Solas.
Thank you, sire.
I wish the penile reduction surgery hadn't been necessary, but anything for the cause.
A rocket ship will carry you to the border. I warn you, Major. Don't come back without my grandson.
Or a child of the approximate age and appearance. As you can probably tell, I'm kind of into lookalikes at the moment.
At an Arborian border station, a report is made by visiphone to King Baron.
King Baron, sir? We were just going out to search for him, sire, when Captain Solas walked up.
What? Well, that's wonderful news.
He's been wheelchair-bound for as long as I've known him.
What happened to him?
He was stunned by a tree lizard, but escaped.
Good. Ask him to report to me at the palace at once. We shall have a banquet tonight in his honor.
The main course shall be tree lizard.
Yes, sir. Signing off, sir. Well, Captain, sounds like quite a welcome for you.
Yes, much better than I had hoped for.
Oh, Captain Solas, how good to see you.
You're very kind, Queen Aura. Thank you.
His Captain Solas Yosemite Sam.
Forgive me for coming so early.
But you're not. See, the guests are all arriving. Oh, there's Dale and Flash.
Flash Gordon?
No, it's an entirely different Flash. Of course it's Flash Gordon. Ass.
Yes, he's a wonderful man. Captain, is something wrong?
No, not at all. I'm always pleased to see him here.
We all are. Please, enjoy yourself.
The chocolate fountain is at your disposal.
Thank you. Flash Gordon, alive.
When Brian Blessed hears that line read, your life won't be worth living.
The discovery that Flash Gordon is alive causes Ming's agent to act sooner than he'd expected.
Well, I'm glad somebody's decided to act.
Late that night, while the palace sleeps, he lowers himself by rope to the royal nursery.
As he lowers himself, Sammy Davis Jr. opens a window and wishes him a good evening.
Major Lingen moves stealthily in the darkness toward Prince Alan's crib.
Who's there? Oh, man!
All right, we're coming.
What's going on? Here, Flash, I'll get him. Turn on the light. Oh, I'm sorry, Flash. I grabbed this heavy lamp, and in the darkness I hit you instead of him.
By mistake. Yeah, that's the ticket.
No real damage done. Except he escaped.
We'll get him.
At least we have a clue. See? I managed to hang on to this.
It looks like it's undergone some sort of reduction surgery recently.
A shoulder strap from a captain's uniform.
Rotten luck. Losing that shoulder strap. Here, officers' lockers. I'll change my tunic for another officer's. Yes. Here's one that will fit. Captain Turan, eh?
From now on, they'll call him Captain Turncoat. It sort of works.
Good. He'll be under suspicion.
Your missing shoulder strap proves your guilt, Captain Turan. It's hard to believe.
I swear I'm not guilty, sire.
Take him away and lock him up.
You know, he doesn't look like the man I grappled with, Baron.
And I've grappled with a lot of men. I mean, a lot.
But the evidence...
Baron, I have a plan. We'll put the baby in Aura's room, and in the crib.
Ming's spy, masquerading as Captain Solas, steals into the dungeon where Captain Turan is locked up.
That took care of the guard.
He'll never suffer with a bad back ever again. I was a fool to turn my back on a career in osteopathy.
First his keys. Now, to find the nursery. Yes, this is it. The cradle should be right over there. I'll just reach inside.
No!
That baby's packing heat.
Why, it's Solas. Is that you, Flash? I can't see you. Did you get Turan? I was just grabbing for him and something blew up.
Well, that's not possible. Turan is locked in his cell. Come, we'll find out.
There, that should prove it.
And by the way, I hates that rabbit.
When I tried the cell door, it was unlocked. Obviously, he escaped and got back here. It's too obvious. Solas, either you or Turan are guilty of trying to kidnap Prince Alan. Into that next cell, Solas. Tomorrow we will test both of you with the truth drug. Come, Baron.
I can't believe it could be either of them.
Then again, I couldn't believe it wasn't Butter, and I was wrong about that.
I left both cell doors unlocked. The real culprit will reveal himself by trying to escape.
I don't think a court would accept that as proof positive, but then again, I don't know a lot about the Mongo judicial system.
Hours later, Ming's spy steals from his cell. An automatic alarm sounds in the warden's office.
That's it, Baron. Number 10, Solas cell. Turn out the guard.
All right, men. Block all the palace corridors.
A really astonishing amount of sci-fi involves corridors, doesn't it?
There he is. Down there. Careful. He's got a gas gun.
He ran that way. He's got a torch!
He's setting fire to everything. Most of the corridors are blocked by fire runout. Go after him. I've got to find Dale and Aura.
Smashing into the royal suite, Flash finds Dale and Aura overcome by smoke.
But it was some good shit.
The baby is gone. Quickly, he throws Dale and Aura over his shoulders and staggers out through the flaming corridors.
And drops them in the bastard courtyard.
Outside the palace, firefighters and soldiers battle the huge blaze. Suddenly, a soldier looks up and points.
I can see my wife's bedchamber from here. She is sleeping with my brother.
There! Up there on the castle wall! A man climbing down that huge vine!
He's got a large bag strapped to his back. He must be the kidnapper. After him then. But don't shoot. You might hit the baby. Flash, he's escaped with the baby. He grabbed a rocket car and headed toward the tree highway.
Baron, call for an air sled. Let's go.
I have the strangest feeling that this episode is going to end exactly the same way the last one did. It's like Colony in Space episodes 1 and 2.
Baron, down there, the rocket car. Deserted.
He's taken to the trees.
Lingen, carrying the baby, swings along one of the narrow catwalks between the great trees. He halts as he sees a man approaching.
Former newsreader Peter Sissons.
It is the real Captain Solas, escaped from Ming's prison.
So, Lingen, you've abducted the little prince.
Throw away that gun, Solas, or I'll shoot the baby.
Lines you never expected to hear in Flash Gordon.
Good God. The ragged man must be the real Solas.
Look, the other. He's pointing his gun at the baby. And Solas threw his own gun away. Flash, what are you doing?
Just texting Dale asking her to record Love Island.
You might hit the baby.
This is a hard shot with a bow and arrow, Baron, but it's the only way. If we trap him, he'll kill either us or your son. I hope Solas keeps his wits about him.
Well, you look at that. He didn't keep his wits about him. I suppose he will be executing the lot of us then, Baron.
You did it, Flash.
Let's go. King Baron, Flash. I caught him before he could topple over the side.
And you held on to the baby. 1,000 thanks, my friend.
And now, gentlemen, I suggest we take the heir to the throne of Arboria back to his castle.
But not before we all share a hearty and unconvincing laugh.
Right, you are.
And that's the end of this Flash Gordon adventure that barely seemed to involve Flash Gordon at all. Thanks for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like access to over 100 more riffs, including classic Doctor Who, Jason of Star Command, and the 1944 Captain America serial, subscribe on Patreon.